Okay, we're back again. So take a look at this. We're going to talk about variables today and how you are going to put your data into Matlab as variables so that you can manipulate with them later on. In Matlab, by default, it just store numbers and then you store everything as a matrix. Even if you just have like one number, like this A is like 9, it's stored as a 1 by 1 matrix. Another way to do, you might say, oh, what is a matrix? A matrix is just a rectangular grid of numbers. For example, I can do A equals to, in MATLAB, if you want to input a matrix by hand, you can do, 9, 8, what am I saying? 0, separate them by space, 9. Let me see if I want to do a 2-row by 3-column matrix. I can either hit enter here. Now, as you see, this is like double, what do you call it? This thing doesn't appear. That means I haven't finished enter things yet. So MATLAB knows that you have something else to enter here. You can do 9, 9, 9. When you finish entering, like in this case, I'm done with my 2-row and 3-column matrix. I'll close it up, and then I'll do this. It has A equals to this matrix, and sometimes you do something like that here. Another way to do it is you just do A equals to 7, 7, 7, for example, and then you don't want to do the enter, so you can actually use semicolon to specify that's like a soft enter, something like that. Oh yeah, you want to do a 3 by 3 matrix? That's cool. And then you close it. You find out it's the same thing as if you just enter it. You can do it either way. There's no difference in any of those. Then there are other variables in MATLAB. Sometimes can get quite handy. For example, you can have, b equals to a like a string. When you're doing programming with C++ or Fortran, a string variable, which is like some string. In MATLAB, string is by default doing. You have to do a quotation, single quotation mark. And then you can just do whatever string you want to do. Let me just, good morning, maybe. And then you do that, then close it, and then you enter it. You see, B becomes a character string, which is good morning. There are other variables in MATLAB. There are Boolean variables, symbolic, whatever. But really, for our purposes, if you know this and a little bit of string, I think you'll be good. So that's not the point for this video. This video is really something like this. Imagine we're working on a problem of some testing of some sort. For example, we're looking at rainfall and a foundation settlement. We send out a on-site group that collect a whole bunch of data, and then we kind of say, okay, we're going to do some analysis. Before you do any analysis, the first thing is always just try to get the data into MATLAB, because we'll use MATLAB to do analysis. It has to be stored, like whatever is here. It has to be stored in here. So what you do is, for Excel, it's quite easy. In fact, for the amount of data you're going to do, the most straightforward is just copy and paste. Because in Excel, by default, you will copy and paste a kind of square section to it. You can just Ctrl+C. Okay, got that? Then come down here, and then you just say, okay, now I'm gonna rewrite A. Okay, A equals to this square bracket indicating you're gonna input a matrix and then Control V. Oh, okay, well, it got everything. Oh, and then you just close it, and then enter. Wow. Notice that because this became pretty big, it doesn't actually list it here anymore. It just says 30 by 3. Double means double precision. That's a default. You just stick with double. You'll be fine in Matlab. Okay, then you have A like this. Now here's a question. Say if I want to run, like I said, a bar plot of this guy. Yeah, this is a matrix, right? I don't want to care about this one. I don't care about this one. I just want to care about the ring 4. I'm gonna do a bar plot on ring 4. Then how do you get it out? So you can do a couple of things. Like say you can do just bar, which is a bar plot. Hopefully it runs. Then you do A, okay. And then you're gonna tell Matlab, I don't want the first column. I don't want the last column. I want the column number 2. You basically just said, if it's a column, you just say, okay, take all the row, which is a colon. It tells you to take from the beginning to the end. Then a comma means that's a different dimension, and then you put 2 there. What this does is that you are plotting the second column of this matrix, which is ring 4, and then the Matlab should give you a bar plot like this. So whenever you're gonna try to get something within the matrix, you always just call its column number and row number. Like for example, A, the second row, first column, and we all know that what that is, because what do we just copy it? Oh, come on. Second row, which is here, first column. So we should be getting 2 here, okay, right? Let's see. Yeah, answer is 2. And if you want the row, you can do, let's say we want the 5th row. Then you just do the 5th row and then take all columns. This is like taking all columns. The 5th row will be kind of, this guy is 5, 3.45, and 1.71. See, yeah, that's exactly what you get. So the point is that once you load your data into Matlab's workspace, you can pick anything based on what you want. For example, if you want a box plot of the settlement, say, for example, which is the 3rd column, you can just do A, and then 3rd column, similar to what we did here. Then you will get a box plot of that. Another good thing to do, sometimes when your data is kind of complicated, like here I only have 3 columns. Sometimes to input the data you have maybe like 200 row and like 10 columns. Each column they're different. Some are height, birthday, whatever. Once you load it into A, maybe you can just say, okay, I'm just gonna, just to make my life easier, I'm just gonna try to extract things from A. For example, I'm gonna do like a ring 4. That's so that I know what it is A, the second column. You can do that, and then you see the ring 4 gonna be just ring 4. This one you don't need to remember. Okay, it's A number 2, but you actually give it a name. Then you can say settlement or whatever you want to call it. You say A and 3. Then you got that in here. In fact, after you've done all that, you might as well just say, okay, clear A. So basically, you can think of this A as a temporary thing to get things in there, and then you actually give them meaningful name as rainfall and settlement. Then you go from there. Now you can just do like a bar plot, settlement, right, something like that, and then yeah, it'll give you a bar plot of that. Yeah, that I think that's how you get data into a Matlab. In fact, there's Matlab actually have a lot of other ways to get them. Like here, you can see the import data. It's a lot of options. You can take a look at them and see what you like. But I think for this class, pretty much all you need is just copy and paste. Get into a matrix, and then get them into some. Get your data into a temporary matrix like A that I have here. And then just kind of extract them with meaningful names, and then clear that temporal matrix. Then you got it. Then you can work from the next step. Okay, so that's that. You get data in.